We saw how planets get destroyed, but planets are just collateral damage. Now we're looking at the engines of the universe, stars. Unlike planets, stars don't just get vaporized, they have a massive, fiery, spectacular death that is controlled by one thing, and one thing only: mass. Forget what you think you know about gentle fading. When a star dies, it goes out in one of two main ways, depending on how big it was at birth. Let's start with the small and medium stars, stars like our Sun. Our Sun is a great example of a medium star. For billions of years, it burns hydrogen into helium in its core. But in about 5 billion years, it will run out of that core hydrogen. When that happens, the furnace at the center goes out, and gravity starts to win. The core collapses, which paradoxically makes the outer shell burn even hotter. This causes the star to bloat into a red giant, just like we talked about when it swallows Earth. After this phase, the star becomes unstable and gently blows away its outer layers, forming a beautiful, colorful shell of gas called a planetary nebula. But the real destruction is in the center. All that's left is the dense, ultra-hot core, which shrinks down to a tiny, incredibly heavy cinder called a white dwarf. It's the size of Earth but contains the mass of the Sun. It just slowly, quietly cools off for trillions of years until it becomes a black dwarf. Not a flashy death, but a definite end. Now, let's talk about the true spectacle: massive stars. Stars born with at least 8 times the mass of the Sun. These monsters live life in the fast lane, burning through fuel at an insane rate. They don't stop at making helium. They keep fusing heavier and heavier elements: carbon, oxygen, neon, all the way up to iron. But iron is where fusion stops producing energy. It's the final, deadly roadblock. Once the core turns to iron, fusion halts instantly. Gravity, which had been fighting fusion pressure for millions of years, finally wins. In less than a second, the entire massive star collapses in on itself with unbelievable force. The core rebounds, sending a shockwave out that rips the star apart in the most colossal explosion in the universe: a supernova. A supernova blast is so powerful it can outshine an entire galaxy. And what's left behind? If the star was massive enough, the collapse is so extreme that it forms a black hole. If it was slightly less massive, it forms a neutron star, a bizarre object so dense a sugar cube of its material would weigh more than Mount Everest. So, whether it's a slow transition to a cooling white dwarf or a sudden, catastrophic collapse into a black hole, stars don't just die, they change the fundamental nature of the universe. Pretty wild, right? Let me know in the comments if you want to know about our next level of destruction: the death of galaxies.